Hey, what's up, gang, gang? You know, the family in the building. This your boy, Apex the God Social. We coming through with another bang. First off, if you ain't subscribed, smack that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit that like button because I'm gonna be dropping y'all hits all summer. All summer. Like, I'm gonna give you the informative stuff, not this made up belief stuff, but I'm talking about something from a man that was actually down over 16 years. A person that was actually in the streets. So I'm gonna give it to you from inside the pen and outside the pen, and how I got into the pen and how I got out the pen. You feel what I'm saying? So sit back, buckle up, and let's get it. It's your boy coming through. So today, I ain't Jesus, nothing like that. But I'm gonna tell you how we used to turn water into wine. Yes, water into wine. Now, one thing, they got a misconception about the federal penitentiary, level 7, they have everything you want in the streets is on the prison. They got drugs. They got fent, weed, crack, clean, they got everything. And they got alcohol. You gotta realize these are bootleggers in here. Like these people right here, this was their profession. You got people that was caught by the ATF. Some of the best alcohol I've tasted was behind them walls, behind that fence, up under that gun tower. Yes, the best. So I'm gonna tell y'all how we used to turn water into wine, right? So me, like I told y'all once before, I became a grade 1 cook. I worked in the officer dining room. So that right there, that gave me a leg up on the competition. It means I ain't really had to pay like that. And like I told y'all, I used to make between $100 to $300 a day working in the kitchen. Now, for alcohol, the main thing that you need is sugar. Yep, sugar is the base to all alcohol. And since y'all gang, I'm gonna also explain to y'all how y'all can make y'all own batch. I'm gonna give you step by step so y'all can make y'all own batch of this Do It fluid. That's what we call it, the Do It fluid, the buck, the Jim Jones get it in. So yeah. So I worked in the kitchen. And in the kitchen, they got stuff by bulk because, you got to feed over 2,500 inmates plus about 300 to 400 guards. So sugar comes in 50-pound bags. Me, I used to sell it to the people in the kitchen for $150 for a 50-pound bag of sugar. Now, if I took it out to the compound, I would be selling it $5 a pound. You feel what I'm saying? But just because I was cool with the people that worked in the dish room and they helped me stash my stuff so my runners could come, because see, during mainline, that's the best time to steal stuff out the kitchen, like when people come for lunch and breakfast, because when you come out the hall, the chow hall, you only got like 2 officers that's right there by the metal detector. So you can walk straight through the metal detector, through the yard and back to the unit, or every now and then an officer will pick a random dude and pat him down. So, in my dorm, I had a few people, they call them runners, and they used to work for me. They used to come get my stuff, take it back to the unit. And I would either pay them, or they would tell me something that they want, and I put their stuff to the side so they'd get it for free. Like my man Lucho, the Jamaican, he used to want raw fish, big bags of cheese, and vegetables. So I would make him a bomb. I call it a vegetable bomb that had cauliflower, broccoli, bell peppers, onions, and I get him one of them big $20 bags of cheese and get him some raw fish, put it to the side, like a $40, $50 bag. And he'd take my stuff back for me as well. Plus Lucho was a special case, because he worked the trash pickup crew. So, he used to come through after breakfast was over and lunch was over. He'd come through with a trash can. So, I could pass it out to him, and he could move across the yard. He was a lifer, and he had plenty of motion like that. He had motion. So me, I had motion because I had a red card, and people just left me alone. With my red card, the officers would check on me with every 30 to 45 minutes. They'd check to see where I'm at. I had to turn my card in. But they also had people that had yellow cards, which was perverts, sex offenders. They call them the jack-off crew. So the yellow cards, they had to check in every hour. And usually the people that sit there and would masturbate looking at the women. Like, they would actually do that. And they actually got sex charges and became sex offenders when they get out there to the street. But we'll get into that another day. It's a crazy topic. We'll get to it on another day though. But as I was saying, right, So, we get the stuff out, and like I had people that work in the dish room, and like a couple people there. I would sell them stuff for the low, and they would let me hold my stuff out there until my other runners from the unit, because I had people that was in the same cell block as me, they wanted to make a couple of dollars. So I would let them take stuff out for me or let them sell stuff for me. They just give me the money, because I used to use all my stamps and stuff because I used to like to gamble. I used to play Georgia skins and poker all the time. And a lot of times, I would lose between $100 to $200 a day. Sometimes I hit big. Like the biggest day I hit for like $2,500 in the poker table one time. But, that's how we kept time going. But that's another day as well. We're going to talk about this buck juice. So, 50-pound bag of sugar. But in the morning time, we had orange juice and apple juice as well. It was from concentrate. Now, we didn't have apple juice that much, but every day we had orange juice just about. So, the orange juice, they came in these white quarts, like a carton of milk. And each one, you add a gallon of water to the quart of orange juice, and that makes a gallon of orange juice. Or really a gallon and a quart. It makes 5 quarts. And then they put it in this dispenser, and people come through and get the orange juice. Well, orange juice, especially concentrated, is a great thing to make alcohol out of. So they would sell the cartons of orange juice for $2. With 2 books of stamps, which was $10. So, on the yard, there was 3 books. But if you came and got them, there was 2 books. So I would steal a whole box of them. And it's 12 in a box. Usually the dude named General from New Orleans, I sell him the whole box for $120. Or my nigga Link, he used to come get it. Like, it was a lot of J-Mac, he was from Detroit. It was a lot of winemakers on the yard. But a lot of times the wine don't come down because like the day before it's time for the wine to come down, they'll do a search. Like, it'll be so loud because some people can't wait and they trying to burp the bag and everything. When they burp the bag, it has the whole dorm lit. That's why we usually burn popcorn. Like, people go down into the microwave and burn popcorn before they burp the bag and everything, right? So, me working in the kitchen and I'm cutting deals, every time a wine man would come down, usually they make between 5 and 10 gallons each time, sometimes a little bit more. But I had a deal with all the winemakers. Since I gave them such a low price on the materials, I get a gallon each time they come down. Like, a quart of wine in a sports bottle was $10, 2 books of stamps. So let's just say they make 10 gallons of wine, right? 10 gallons of wine, that's 40 quarts. That's 80 books of stamps. That's 80 books of stamps right there. That's $400 that I made off that thing right there. And now with the wine, 2 pounds is a gallon. Per each gallon, you want to put 2 pounds of sugar per gallon, right? That's how you make it stronger. Sometimes people throw shit on top of it to make it even stronger. Now, a good batch of wine, if you have a strong kicker, shouldn't take no more than 5, maybe 6 days at the most. And that's if you put extra sugar on top of it, right? And see, the way you make it, right, you want to get you some orange juice or some pulp, like grapefruit or orange pulp, or you can use tomato paste. You want to throw, just say like you got let's say you got a pint of concentrated orange juice, right? You need the acidic, the acid. So you're going to throw a cup of sugar over top of it. And you're going to put it in a warm, humid place. And you're going to let it ferment. You're going to let it spoil. You're going to let it do what it got to do. And you're going to keep the sugar over it. Now, say like you're about to make about 5-6 gallons. So you're going to get 6 cartons of the orange juice cartons. You're going to dump that in there. Then you're going to dump the water. You're going to put the 6 gallons of water in there. And a lot of people, they like to add other fruits in there. Some people add rice, some people add potatoes. But you're going to put all that in there. And a lot of people say they use yeast. You really don't have to use yeast. Yeast becomes a mess when you're cleaning this shit up. But the key is having a strong kicker. And that's the stuff that you got sitting in that cup, fermenting. Now, it takes a kicker a good 3 to 4 days, you'll start seeing the bubble rise up in that cup. The bubbles, that's the alcohol bug. That means it's eating sugar. It eats the sugar and it expels alcohol. So once you got your bag of stuff mixed, tomato paste acts as a real good kicker as well. It burns it up too. So after you got your stuff in the bag, a lot of times we used to use the milk jugs, because we used to get milk in a box. It had a long tube, and it was like a double bag, 5 gallon, and the milk's in there. It's got like a cork. A lot of times they like to use that because it's real sturdy. But, you got your stuff mixed up. Now you about to add your kicker, and you done add your sugar, and you want it to stay warm. When you put the water in there, you want to put warm water in there. You don't never want it to drop below 70 degrees. You want to keep it between 70 and 90 degrees, about 95 at the most. If it gets too hot, you will burn up the alcohol bug and kill it. If it gets too cold, it'll stop the chemical reactions. So you got to have it like just right, especially room temperature. But we used to have it in the plastic bag, and then we would take towels, wrap the towel around the plastic bag, then we would probably wrap a blanket around it. And what we used to do, we used to take the Bounty dryer sheets, like the shit that you put in the dryer to make your clothes smell good. We used to take the Bounce sheets, and we used to put it over the vents in the room. Like you'll stab it in holes and you'll put it there, so when the air's blowing out your vent, it's blowing the Bounty sheets, the Snuggles. It smells good. Got the room smelling good, so it covers the smell. Plus, a lot of times we used to make a filter with coffee and put it over the tube. Like the tube that we let breathe out, we got a coffee filter inside of it, so it has to pass through the coffee filter. So yeah. Now, once you got all that together, now you take your cup with your kicker in. As soon as you put that kicker inside the bag with all your stuff that's mixed up, it's gonna start foaming up. You're gonna see an instant chemical reaction because that kicker is getting straight sugar. It's getting that fresh sugar and it's eating it up. It's eating it up. Now, as it's in there, you're gonna keep mixing it all in there. You're gonna mix it up with your hands just to get it all in there. Now, you're gonna have to burp that bag because that big ass trash bag is gonna keep swelling up. It's gonna keep swelling up with gas. And that's what you want. That means you're cooking real good. But like I said, we had the filter, so we didn't have to keep burping the bag. We had the filter that blew out coffee smell. Coffee and Bounce sheets. So I always used to do that. And by the third day, you can see it'll start motherfucking slowing down on the chemical reaction, but you see the bubbles in the bag. That means it's cooking. So we keep it warm. A lot of people there go out there and run it in the shower with the hot water in the shower just to keep the reaction going. But sometimes after the 5th day, it'll be done. You taste it, make sure it ain't sweet, and it has that kick. But if you are a refined man that likes a super strong one, after that day right there, motherfuckers, so sometimes if it's 5 gallons, you'll put 2 more cups on top. If it's 10 gallons, you'll put 4 more cups on there. That way the alcohol content will go for 20% to 35%, like a hell of a kick. Then you can charge a little extra. Boom. So it's cooking off. That's a 7-day batch right there. Usually they like to make it drop. And see, they have it planned. A lot of times they like to make the alcohol drop on the weekends. Some days you can't help it, but most of the time it's be ready for the weekend. So niggas be having a sports bottle filled up, buying them shits, waiting for it. Me, I had 4 sports bottles because I knew I used to get mine every time it came down. And I learned a lesson. I don't never like to drink the first day it come down. And there's a reason. The reason why, I got put on the breathalyzer squad. So yeah, I had to keep getting breathalyzed because I ended up getting drunk on the same day as the Indians did. And the Indians were the natives, they showed their ass. So they went through the whole compound breathalyzing people. And I was one of the ones that got caught being drunk. And so, first off, it's a 200 series shot. Loss of good days and a privilege. Plus, each weekend, they take me out to the breathalyzer. one thing I can say, when people get drunk, you see their true natures, boy. A lot of the natives, they like to be on some freaky time. Then you got the DC guys that's always on a freaky time. Then you got them closet people that come out. A lot of people, they like to smoke weed with their alcohol. But yeah, it's as much alcohol. Then you got some people, they'll take a batch of wine. And y'all know the little honey barrels, right? The little bottles of honey. They'll take the wine and pull it through a stinger. And that's how they make that white lightning. And like a little honey barrel of some good ass white lightning, that's $50 for a little honey bottle. But it'll have you on your ass. And like the first pull, honey bottles go for 50. Then they'll do a second pull. And like the second pull is not as strong as the first pull. Like the second pull will probably be like some gin. And they let it go for $25 a honey bottle. And then like the third pull, if they pull it again, then it'll be like Rick's Wild Irish Rose, and it'll go for like $10. So you know they make all their money off of it. And see, anytime they come down, a lot of people, that's how they make their money, is selling wine. So it's a symbiotic relationship. So I work in the kitchen. I get me a free gallon every time it come down, and I cut them a huge discount on the alcoholic supplies. So you know, I get them the tomato paste, I get them the orange juice, the sugar, and they have their people come pick it up. So you know, it ain't no skin off my back. But yes, that's how you make a thing of wine. What you do, you get you some concentrated orange juice, or you can get some fruit pulp, put some sugar on it, let it ferment for 2 or 3 days in some sun so it can get nice and stuffy. Then, like I said, it's 2 pounds per gallon. So however much fluid you put in there, put 2 pounds of sugar. That way the alcohol bug can go ahead and eat it up. So you put that in there, you mix it all up good, and if you did it right, you can put a balloon over top of your thing, and it's gonna, you know, fill up with all that daggone acid, bacteria, whatever they call it. It's gonna be the gas that comes off after it eats it and expels it. So that means you got the cooking process going. And I know a lot of people, they'll get the wine done in 3 days, but if you want some premium stuff, 5 to 7 after you put an extra cup on top of it. But yeah, this your boy Upper Echelon, Apex the God, and you know, that's how you make water into wine. But there's plenty of stories I'm gonna tell you about. I'm gonna tell you about when the natives had the riot after they got drunk and attacked the guards. Tell you how a couple people get tricked out of their cookies when they on that drunk alcohol binge. And you know, I'm gonna just tell y'all everything that goes down in the junk. You know, cause like I said, my life was like a movie. And y'all support me, y'all keep this channel going, and I'm gonna let y'all know everything that went down, everything I went through for 16 years, and let you know how I became the man on the street who was sitting there with 2 manslaughters and a conspiracy to traffic charge. You feel me? But like I said, smack that like, share, subscribe button, and I'm gonna keep that real coming. Y'all just be real with me. And I can say one thing, y'all my day ones and we family. And it's your boy Apex. I'm out.